Alright, and we're back with the proof. I know that when you look at it, it's a little daunting, a little scary, but, you have me to guide you through the jungle that is this proof. For the given, we have line AB is congruent to line ED. As you can see in the picture, that's line AB, A, then B, and then ED, then E, and then D. So those are congruent, and congruent is just a fancy pants word that some suits in Washington came up with that means equal except for measurements. So C is the midpoint of line BD. Now you might not know what midpoint means, but I certainly do because I'm a doctor. So midpoint is like when you got a line, right? Let's call it, hey, I don't know, BD. But then you've got a midpoint called, I don't know, let's just come up with one, C, where it cuts the line in the middle. It cuts it in half. So when you cut something directly in half, the two halves have to be equal, right? Right. So BC equals DC because they're the two sides that are cut in half. That's midpoint. And then AB line is perpendicular to BD line. And also ED line is perpendicular to BD line. Perpendicular is another really scary word with a lot of letters in it, but all it really means is that there's a right angle somewhere. In this case, the right angles are B and D. More on that later in the proof. Let's get started with the proof. The first statement is generally given for a reason. In this one, it is, like most of them. Wait, it's moving a little bit. I gotta stop it. You're welcome. So the statement is AB line is congruent to ED line. C is the midpoint of BD line, and line AB is perpendicular to the BD line, and the ED line is perpendicular to the BD line. That's all given. That was given to us by whoever came up with that proof, me. Now, number 2 is angle B equals 90 degrees, and angle D equals 90 degrees. And that's definition of perpendicular. As you can see here, that's the second step, 90 degrees. The third step takes a lot of explaining, so I'm going to explain it to you. Angle B is congruent to angle D, and that is substitution / transitive. So basically what it means is if B equals 90 and D equals 90, then B must equal D, right? Yes. Number 4, BC equals DC, and that's definition of a midpoint, and that's like what I was saying earlier with the definition of a midpoint. So you should be able to figure that out because I told you that earlier. So, and the fifth and final step is that ABC triangle is congruent to triangle EDC. And the reason for that is side angle side. I already told you what that means in the last board. So that's your proof, and it's a pretty good proof. I think that you should be able to understand it well enough. I liked it. I certainly enjoyed myself. I hope you did too. Thank you for your time and care, and I hope that one day you can be as great at geometry as me. Thank you and good night.